everyone, my name is Shelly Calvo and welcome to my kitchen. Today I am going to share 3 easy breezy egg recipes to all of you guys. Our first one in line is just kind of like a sunny side up, but we are going to dress it up with some tomatoes and green onions. The second one is super healthy power omelette that I'm going to incorporate a lot of power greens into it. And the third one has a lot of spunk to it, which is our kimchi omelette. Now, if you guys are ready, I am ready to rock and roll. So, our first step is, of course, the usual. Let's heat up this pan and get the ball rolling. So, the usual, we're gonna put EVO, extra virgin olive oil. So I kind of put about a tablespoon of it in my pan. Let it heat it up. The first thing I'm going to do is, fry my garlic. As you already know, I love to cook with a lot of garlic. So let's fry the garlic until you guess it right, golden brown. Come on, garlic. So I chose egg because I was thinking Easter is just around the corner and there's going to be a lot of eggs floating around. So this episode will be very useful to a lot of households. And plus, egg is such an easy ingredient that almost everybody has, if not everyone, has eggs in their fridge, right? So I'm frying my garlic right now. After frying this garlic, turn it into golden brown, I'm going to add 1 cup of diced tomatoes, fresh tomatoes. So now it's about time to put my tomatoes. There you go. Hear the sizzle? Sizzle, sizzle. So at this point, I just wanted to cover it a little bit. Because tomato has that juice, so it kind of tends to sizzle up and splatter. I just let it subside. I am just going to let the splattering subside a little bit, and I'm going to season it just a little bit with some salt and pepper. Just a little bit of salt, just a little bit of pepper. Tomato is super good. Super good for you. If you can afford to have a dose of tomato every day, do it. I love tomatoes. I didn't like it. I like it very much with salsa. At this point, I am going to add my chopped green onions. I would say this is about 2 tablespoons. So 2 tablespoons of green onions into our tomatoes. Yum. So when I season it earlier, I season it lightly because before I serve it, once it's finished later, I'm still going to season it again. I just wanted it to have a little flavor. So when the egg is cracked into it, it binds beautifully. And there's like a little flavor that you can actually taste every single bite. So there you go. Look at that. Looks very delish. Look at that. I love the color, the combination of color of orange and green it just looks so appetizing. So at this point, what I'm gonna do is position them flat so I can already crack my eggs onto it, onto the mixture. So carefully lay your eggs on top of it. Remember, sunny side up style. Look how beautiful that is. Woo! At this point, I'm going to cover it for a while because I don't want any heat to escape, right? And going to find my dill, and I'm going to incorporate just a dash of dill. Yum. Well, I would say that it'd be about, yeah, just a dash of it. And then go ahead, pepper it up some more, and salt it up some more. See, I'm not really big with salt, so I only put a little. Like I say all the time, you can always adjust the flavors accordingly later on. It's so easy to add salt and pepper once a dish is already cooked. So at this point, we are going to cover it. Let the whole heat distribute all over, just so the top part gets cooked as well. So I'm going to leave it on for like maybe about a minute until you could see it's cooked. Now, everybody has different preference on how they want to make their eggs, right? Like me, I like it over medium. Some likes it runny, and some people like it overcooked, right? So I like mine over medium. So I'm already getting that far. Check my eggs. Yep. Over medium. So at this point, I am going to, of course, clean as I go. Stack up all my bowls, put them in the sink, and get ready for my next recipe, right? So look at that, beautiful. At this point, I am going to turn up my heat, and I'm just gonna leave this on for a little bit, maybe a minute more before I transfer it to a serving plate. Right now, I'm gonna grab a serving plate for it. It's so beautiful. Look at that. Look. Yummy. Yummy is the name of the game. Okay. So this is basically cooked already. What I'm gonna do now is slide it slowly, carefully, because I like mine over easy. I don't want it popped. So I'm gonna be very careful in transferring them in my serving dish. There you go. Yum! Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Look at that. Okay. That is our first recipe. Isn't that so fast? It only took me like 2 minutes to do everything. Look. Yum! Yum! Oh my God, this is so yummy. Now I'm gonna put this there for now, and we're going to start with our next recipe. Get that out of the way. You know what? I'm gonna use this one. So, this one is one of my favorites. It's called Power Omelette. So, this is super healthy omelette. With this, I'm not going to use regular eggs, but rather I'm gonna use egg whites. Super healthy. So, the ingredients for this one, let's go through it. I got some power greens right here. These are baby kale. It's yummy. I buy it in grocery store, it comes in a tub. And I have freshly minced that parsley. Alright, so we're gonna start with what's that? Heating up our pan again. Just want to make sure that the pan is super clean, uber clean, by my standards. So let me grab all my ingredients. Make sure I don't miss anything. All right, so I'm gonna use egg whites for this one. Now you have a choice to put the egg whites in a bowl right away and season it. For me, usually I just eyeball it, but I'm gonna use about half a cup of egg whites for this recipe. So from there, I'm already going to season it, okay? A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. Now it's up to you how you want your seasonings, how much. But if you ask me, it's all a pinch of salt, a pinch of pepper, a pinch of garlic powder, and a pinch of onion powder. That's what I'm putting here. So I'm going to heat up this pan and drizzle with 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I love using olive oil. I don't use other oil, except when it's necessary, but most of the time I just use olive oil straight up. So what we're gonna do right now is cook our healthy omelette. Hold on. I'm going to grab my cheese. Make sure my cheeses are ready. So, just with medium heat, I'm going to distribute the oil properly before I toss this, because this one gets cooked fast. There you go. Once I pour the egg, this is egg whites. It's like egg beaters, okay? You can actually use regular eggs in cooking this. Once I pour it in my pan, I'm going to start laying my power greens. In this case, what I'm using is baby kale. I love baby kale. Yum. So this baby kale goes right there, and I am going to put my Swiss cheese. In this case, I am going to use Swiss cheese singles. And of course, it's not cooperating properly. So I'm laying that there. See, most of the time, I use a special kind of cheese, which is this Dia Swiss cheese. It's actually a vegan cheese. So I like this one a lot. But today, I'm just going to use regular Swiss cheese singles, just to make it easy for everybody. So on that note, I'm going to start flipping this guy omelette style already, like so. Oops. It's firm and it doesn't work until now. There you go. There's certain trick to it that you need to follow when making good omelette. But look at that, how delicious that looks. Look, yum. So this is pretty much cooked already. So fast. So I'm gonna get the serving plate and I'm just gonna transfer this guy right away. Okay. Off to the pan. Turn up my heat right there. Look what I got here. Yum. So before I serve this omelette, what I'm gonna do is sprinkle it with my chopped minced fresh parsley. Like so. So use about a tablespoon. Now look at that. Look at this. It's so delicious. You don't have to be a chef to be able to come up with something really delectable like this. Yum! Yummers! I'm gonna set this aside right here. And I'm gonna prepare for my next recipe. We're going through all these cooking so fast, if you notice. So anyways, I wanted to show you guys this gadget that I found. It's like herb shredder. Super cool. Look at this guy. I just put my little parsley right here and I roll it like that. Voila! It's so cute. Fun, fun, fun. Look at that. See? I don't have to chop it up forever. I love it. Now, clean to go. Right? I'm going for our next recipe, which is our kimchi omelette. Wow, we're going fast with this. I can't believe I'm already done with two types of egg dish. So, let me set this up right here. With the kimchi omelette, I have my super minced potatoes here, and I'm just gonna drain it. I soaked it in water because I didn't want it to oxidize. So I kind of drained it. Let me grab my pan. So I'm going to heat up my pan right now. And the usual, we're going to drizzle it with olive oil. Make it 3 tablespoons of olive oil. And you know what I'm going to do with this? Once it's heated up already, I am going to fry my super minced potatoes. So I could not believe that we're done with our first 2 dishes and we're on our last roll. Wow, unbelievable. Those guys are so fast. You know, I always make egg dish, especially in the morning. I mean, it's so typical. You know, I like to make power dish for us. We need the brain power for the whole day and the energy. And so egg was easy. I actually came up with a gazillion recipes for eggs. Now I could feel that my pan is already hot. I'm going to fry my potatoes. Woo-hoo. Fry, Mr. Potatoes. I just want to cover them with olive oil before I leave them to fry. When you're frying it, fry it until it's golden brown. So eggs are super easy. Egg recipes are just so handy and super easy to make and super duper nutritious. So I like to keep eggs in my fridge all the time. So I'm frying them now. So just to give you the measurement for my minced potatoes, this is about a cup. It's about a cup of minced tomatoes. And then I'm going to add about a tablespoon of minced garlic. Remember, I cook with a lot of garlic. So you'll see garlic everywhere in my recipes. I'm a garlic person. So garlic it all the way. There you go. Great. Smells awesome. Smells awesome. Clean as you go. Number one rule. And of course, wash your hands all the time. Right? Well, I haven't really touched since I prepped everything already. My hands are very clean, so I don't need to. But you know what? I feel a little greasy, so I'm gonna wash my hands. Okay, grease up. There's going to be a lot of eggs today in this house. Oh, I could smell the garlic, guys. This is awesome. Yum. So as I fry my potatoes, I am going to already break my eggs and scramble them. Scrambling the eggs. I use 2 eggs for this particular recipe. So what I'm going to do right now is heat a little bit. See, I do not intend to season this particular recipe with salt because I am going to use 2 tablespoons of kimchi. There is really a lot of spice and saltiness to this ingredient already, so you want to hold off on adding more salt. Okay? Ooh, look at that. It's browning. There is some browning that's taking place right now with my potatoes. It's starting to smell like French fries, garlic French fries here in my kitchen. So going back to my beaten eggs, what I'm going to do is season it with a good amount of pepper. So that's about a 1/4 teaspoon. I know you guys are probably gonna laugh, but honestly, I counted the amount of of grinding that I have to do with a grinder. I came up with 30 grinds for 1 or 1/2 teaspoon. So this one, I guess, I have rough estimate of 1/4 teaspoon. You can always add. There's no such thing as too much pepper, right? Peppers. Ground pepper. So now you could see a little bit of this potato getting cooked and brown. Potatoes with garlic. Ooh, it smells so good. I can eat this just like this. Put a little salt and pepper. So I'm gonna go back to this. I'm gonna put a dash of garlic because there's no such thing as enough garlic, and a dash of onion powders. So a dash of onion powder and a dash of garlic powder. Yum. So this is a time when I am going to incorporate my 2 tablespoons of kimchi. So this is chopped kimchi. You know the kimchi that you can actually buy already pre-made in jars? That's exactly what I use. So see that it actually, it's enough. It's more than enough for it to cover it with orange. Orange color. Yum. And at this point, I am also going to add my green onions. I use about 3 stalks, just 3 sprigs of the green onions, 3 of them, and I cut them in about 1 inch size each. Look at that. Yummy! It's looking so good already. At this point, I'm going to turn up the heat. I would like this mixture to cool down a bit. Okay? Just a little bit. So let it cool down a bit. It actually helps if you pour it in a bowl so the heat dies down. I would say wait just a few minutes. Let it cool down. We're going to use this pan again, so just set it aside. So I'm gonna leave this mixture of potato, garlic, green onions, and kimchi in this bowl to just cool down a bit for a couple of minutes while I continue to fluff this up, my eggs. The more you beat the egg, the better it comes out, you know, because it aerates it, and so what happens is it becomes more fluffy. Now, there are other tricks that you can actually use to make fluffy eggs. One trick is to add some mayo and beat. And some people, they like to add milk. Beat. Beat. I like to make it fluffy. So I think I have beaten those eggs a lot already. I'm going to clean up, put all my dirty dishes into my sink. At this point, we're almost finished, guys. We're almost done. Wow. Can you believe how fast that is? So the reason why I wanted to cool this particular mixture down a bit is because I wanted to incorporate it with the beaten eggs. Now, if I transfer it right away off from the pan, it's gonna be so hot it'll cook the eggs right away, and we don't want that. So what we're gonna do is wait until it cools off. So now that it has cooled off a bit, what I'm gonna do is I am going to incorporate it already with the egg right there. The reason why I wanted to do this is because I want all the ingredients to marry all together properly before I fry them. I'm gonna heat up this pan again. Now, I don't like super duper oily stuff, but in this case, it's just an omelette. You can always pat it dry or pat the oil off later on if you don't want too much oil. And because I use olive oil, it's okay. There's no such thing as too much olive oil, right? At least for me. So I'm just gonna add a tablespoon. That's not bad. So there's no guilt here, okay? I'm gonna heat it up. And once my pan and my olive oil is already heated up properly, I'm going to add my egg mixture, my kimchi egg mixture, so we can already proceed and make our delicious kimchi omelette. Now I put about 2 tablespoons of kimchi, chopped up kimchi here. My husband likes it spicy. I don't. If it's me, I'll just probably put a tablespoon. So it depends on your preference, again, guys, and how to adjust all those seasonings. Now I can feel that my pan is really hot now, so I'm going to pour this into my pan. Carefully, slowly, because you want to give your omelette integrity. This is pretty much like a potato torte. Where it's just like flat, like a pancake, you know, like a typical potato torte, or you can actually flip it where it becomes a kimchi omelette. So in this case, I am going to leave it as a torte this way because we already have the omelette, we have the sunny side up, and now we have the torte. I am going to cover this just so it gets cooked evenly, even on the top. While we're at it, I am going to clean up the pan. Yummy. Now the hard part of this is flipping it over, especially if you're making like a big omelette. So in some cases, use a smaller pan. You'll end up with a thicker omelette or thicker torte, however you want to call it. In this case, I kind of used a large pan, so I already know I'm going to have a hard time flipping it over. So what I did is cover it up so the top part can catch up with the cooking process. All right, guys, can you believe that? We were so here in a jiffy. We did everything so fast, right? Look at that. Ooh. The funny part is I'm just starting to be in a roll. And our cooking process is already ending. Ooh, look at my little torte right there. Yummy, yummy, yummy torte. If I show you, look at this torte right now. Oh, maybe later. I don't want to touch it because I want to make sure that everything is cooked evenly. I could see that it's getting cooked already, so I'm going to turn up the heat. And I'm just going to leave it right there. Just leave it right there. Now this smells really good. Really, really good. At this point, I'm going to grab a serving dish. Because my torte is big, I'm going to use a big plate. I could smell it. So good. All right. Look at that. Yum. Now I'm going to slide it onto my plate. Ooh. Ooh. Guys, this is so awesome. Holy guacamole. Okay, I know you're hot. Don't touch. Can't touch you. You're too hot. This is a kimchi torte. Well, so we're gonna do a little recap of what we did today. We're already done, finished, voila. Our first dish, remember, this is your typical sunny side up egg, but we dressed it up with tomatoes and green onions, yum yum, and we top it up with dill wheat. The second dish that we made is an omelette. This is the power omelette. We use egg whites. We put fresh baby kale and Swiss cheese and fresh minced parsley. Parsley is so good to you, for you. And then the last dish that we made is this kimchi torte. It came out as kimchi torte because I changed my mind. Instead of making it an omelette, I decided I'm just gonna make a torte. So there you go. This is your kimchi torte. We have our finely minced potatoes, and we actually sauteed it with kimchi, green onions, and all the good stuff. So there you go, guys. We have 3 dishes that we covered today. Easy breezy egg dishes. Thank you so much. I am just so happy to share my some of my typical daily recipes with you guys. I have a gazillion egg recipes because egg is just like a daily thing for us. Anyways, hit me up. Try this at home. These guys are so easy to make. I don't think anybody will make a mistake. It's such forgiving recipes that you guys will not make a mistake no matter what. So try it, share it, leave me comments, show me some photos of what you made or whatever. Let's keep it fun, guys. So thanks a lot, and I just want to say hasta la bye-bye. Kisses!